Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all our participants. We are thrilled to have you here for this Skillveda workshop. At Skillveda, our mission is to empower your growth through accessible, high-quality learning experience from short-term courses to hands-on training sessions. In today's webinar, we will be understanding the core vision and structure of NCF and prepare educators for NCF-aligned training. We are fortunate to be joined by Ms. 𝗨𝗂𝗈 𝗂𝗂𝗂, a CBSE resource person and expert education consultant. With more than 20 years of experience in the field of education, Ms. 𝗨𝗂𝗈 has transformed the academic journeys of many educators. We look forward to the wealth of knowledge and practical wisdom she will be sharing with us today. Welcome, Ms. 𝗨𝗂𝗈.
Namaste, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope I'm audible, clearly audible.
Yeah, you are.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. It's really a good that a new year has started, meeting you all on this online.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Happy New Year, ma'am.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. It's my privilege to be part of this session. And you all have joined on Sunday, that too. And I can see that how much enthusiastic you people are in learning new things and applying it in your classroom. Hopefully, you will have an interactive session today. Anything you want, just you can ask during the session also. Let it be an interactive one today. Ma'am, Twinkle ma'am, can I start?
Yeah, please.
I'll be starting. I'll be sharing my screen.
Yes.
Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Now?
Yeah, it is.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, 𝗨𝗂𝗈 ji, it is visible, please.
My slides are visible?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, today's topic, we are going to know more about NCF, which is often, I think most of you are as a teachers or the coordinators or the principals that have joined here today's session. And in spite of, we know a lot of things like NCF, NAP, but often occurs. What is this NCF? What is this NAP? Why it is, what is actually they are doing? Who are the people who are involved in this NCF? These are all certain doubts we get as a teachers and educators all the time. So let us, if we really are into education and you know about NCF, you are free to share here also. And whatever I feel that we have to know as a teachers, I'll be sharing. It's not a complete package, but whatever we have to know for 90-minute session, let us know today. So NCF, the full form of NCF is National Curriculum Framework, which is usually known as NCF, and it helps in shaping the education of India together. Together means NCF, NEP, schools, educators, teachers, everyone together. We are the part in shaping the education of India together. Do you think that we need to shape Indian education? Obviously, after 7 decades of freedom, we are still called as developing nation. And education is also one part where we feel that it is still to be shaped in a better way so that this nation could be called once as a developed nation. Yeah. Today's session's objectives are understand NCF structure, connect NEP 2020 with classroom practices, learn curriculum mapping, basics, reflect on teacher's role. So as a teacher, how can we take up NCF structure into our classroom? How can we implement into our classroom? This is the major dilemma every educator has. How this everyone talks about NCF, everyone talks about NEP, but what actually to be taken into the classroom, there is always a confusion in it. Let us know that aspect in a better way. Yes? Does someone want to know something? Okay. Reflect on it. Why changes are needed and how to apply them in your lesson planning. I hope each one of us do lesson planning, day-to-day lesson planning. So how this lesson planning will help you? Can anyone say me? Are you into a lesson planning? Just say yes or no. Is that possible? Yes, we all do lesson planning, because lesson planning is like a framework that helps you to do what to do in the classroom, how to take up class. If it is a 40 minutes class, how this class to be divided, 10 minutes what, 15 minutes what, you will plan accordingly. So NCF is also a kind of a lesson planning for an education system, total education. Yeah, usually we get this doubts. What is this NCF? What is NEP 2020? Why do we frequently hear these terms today? Yes, recently it started. I think it might be around 5 to 6 years when we started to get to hear this NCF, NEP. Specifically during March, February, March, we get to hear most of the times, because most of the publishers come to school and say, we have created the textbooks as per NCF, as per NEP 2020, we have updated the textbooks. Kindly check our textbooks. This is where we often hear these terms NCF, NEP, and we also listen them in circulars, CBSE circulars, CBSE trainings, lot of inspections. When people come under inspection and say, this is not according to NEP 2020, this is not according to NCF framework, we get to hear. Then we all educators come into a confusion saying, oh, these are so many policies are there, how to keep them in our mind. Introduction. What is NCF? NCF is the National Curriculum Framework that plays a vital role in shaping educational policies in India, guiding curriculum, design, and teaching methodologies to meet the needs of diverse learners. We often hear our classroom right current now has a lot of learners, diverse learners. What do you mean by diverse learners? Can anyone say me? You can just type it so that I can just read. Diverse learners. Do you have diverse learners in your classroom? Or all learners are same? They come with the same needs? Okay. Diverse learners means some can learn only by listening. Some can learn only like visual learners, auditory learners, hands-on. Some can learn only on hands-on experience. We have different kinds of learners in our classroom. And if you have a one methodology, you cannot satisfy all kinds of learners. So this is what NCF and NEP helps us to cater our methods and strategies to all kinds of learners in our classroom. Good to see if you are really responding and able to resonate with me. So what is NCF? NCF is a framework to implement NEP, National Education Policy. Guides curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment. Curriculum, how your curriculum should be. For example, if you're teaching first standard, what kind of curriculum you have to take up? What kind of pedagogical skills you have to adapt to teach those children? We will learn it in a very elaborate way as we go further about this curriculum, pedagogy, and assessment. NCF major focus is to make education child-centric and flexible. Flexible to child, not for, if it is flexible to child, then it is flexible to teachers also. Only things is how you take up into the classroom. That is the major concern here. So if you can say in a simple words, if you can say that NEP is, if NEP is a vision, NCF is a roadmap. Or you can say that if NEP is a destination, NCF is just like a Google map, which will take you to reach that destination. And what is the role of schools and teachers here? They are the drivers who take NCF to the destination or to the vision. Yeah. Let us know something, a brief about NCF history. When it actually started, how many times it has been revised, reformed, and what committee has reformed it. So actually it was taken up in the year 1975. Then it was revised again in 1988. So in 1975, the focus was on national integration and uniformity. You can see what is the focus. The focus changes as it is being revised. Why it is being changed? Let's see. See, 1975, when first national curriculum framework was designed, the focus was on national integration and uniformity. So integration. So India uh, India was required. Then in India, education was required where integration was the need of the society. Then once again, it was revised in 1988 where the focus was on values. So that was the need of that hour. During that era, during that period, the need of the society was child-centered education. Previously in India, education was teacher-centered education. Whatever teacher taught, that was the education that was imparted in the classroom. Slowly that shift has been changed from teacher-centered to child-centered as the NCF started revising again and again. And once again, it got revised in 2000. You can see 1975, after 7 years, it got revised. And after 12 years, once again in 2000, it got revised. And this time, it introduced competency, orientation, and flexibility. Flexibility means a child had an option to choose the subjects or the degree or the stream or the languages. The child had an option to choose few subjects in a classroom. Once again, it got revised in 2005. Then it was a major shift from rote learning, that is memorization. Usually, what happened in our classroom, now also few of the traditional methods we follow, where children, once we teach, we give question answers, we give notes when we ask them to memorize and recite to us. And we conduct a test based on the notes that we give them. When children should be able to deliver exact what was given to them. That's a rote learning. From that concept, that is being shifted to change to understanding. Understanding means where there was like open textbook questions, where child was assessed based on the understanding level. Then it also shifted to constructivist and learner-centric approach. And once again, from 2005 to 2023, it got revised, NCF aligning with NEP 2020. How it has changed from all this, you can see that it has changed to, the shift has been taken to holistic, flexible, competency-based education. Today we get to hear, often we get to hear, if you are a CBSE teacher, then you get often to hear this competency-based question paper, competency-based worksheets, competency-based, everywhere you get to hear this competency-based. What do you mean by competency-based? Can anyone suggest few things? Have you really understood the meaning of competency? Or when I go to some schools and all, they say that competency
Ability
is
of learners, ma'am.
ability of learners. Okay, good. That can be a part of it. Okay. Let's be healthy. Everything competency based is not making children competitive, or like, for example, competitive exams. It's not like that. It is like the child should possess certain skills, understanding. I think a lot of you know Bloom's taxonomy. Have you heard about Bloom's taxonomy? Yes. Bloom's taxonomy, where understanding, recalling, evaluating, applying, creating, all this come. So the child should be able to understand, evaluate, apply, and create something. You might be all knowing about 21st century skills. Do you all know 21st century skills? 5 C's. Usually we call it as 4 C's. One is also added along with that. So the 5 C's are creativity, critical thinking, communication. Anyone can say creativity, communication, critical thinking. One more C. One is compassion. So these are the skills. These skills also to be in your competency base. Child should be very creative. Child should be able to, collaboration. Very good. Thank you for giving that. Collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, communication, and compassion. These all skills come under competency base. Child should be able to understand, grasp, evaluate, apply it, and then create something new. And it is also skill based. Competency based is also comes under certain skills are assessed. So NCF has evolved continuously. You can see 1975, 1988, 2000, 2005, 2005 and 2023. It has been evolved continuously to match society and its needs and child development. Today's children are very different. You can compare your education time and your children education time. It's quite different. The society needs also different. It might be because the advancement of science and technology, lot of technology. When we studied, if you are a millennial, you would be knowing when we studied, there was no access of Google to us. The only one whom we have always treated as God is our teacher. Whatever teacher says, that's the ultimate Bible for us, ultimate record for us. That was the thing. But today, child has everything. So much information is available to student. So how to keep them with the correct tag, with the correct information? That is the major goal for us. And today's competitive, the world has become so competitive. I can say that nearly 20 lakh people write NEET every year. 20 lakh. You can just imagine what is the level of competition that has been rising in the world. So NCF or NEP says that child should be very, in the sense, skill-based, so that it is not just medical or engineering stream. Child should be able to survive in the future. Maybe they can start up their own company. Maybe they can have, someone can become entrepreneur in the future. So NCF 2023 is not a new idea, but a refined and future-ready version of earlier frameworks. If you ask me whether this is the ultimate revision of NCF, no. It might get revised again and again as per the needs of the society. That will happen. For now, we are following NCF 2023 with that aligns with NEP 2020. Yeah. So this is the committee and its purpose. That was NCF 2023. The committee, which was headed by, you can see here, developed to implement the vision of NEP 2020, guided by the National Steering Committee. This committee is also called as National Steering Committee, NSC. Chairperson was Dr. 𝗓𝗂𝗂𝗏 Rangan, former ISRO chairman and NEP 2020 drafting committee head. He was a ISRO chairman also, a former ISRO chairman, and he was a committee head of NEP 2020 drafting. This committee, NCF 2023 committee, included educationists, subject experts, teachers, child development specialists. And the main areas, the focus areas of this committee was holistic development, multilingualism, reduced curriculum load, competency-based learning and assessment. So holistic development, we always say it, all-round development of a child. Child should be able to speak well. Child should be able, it is like IQ, SQ, EQ. IQ is intelligent quotient, SQ is social quotient, EQ is emotional quotient. Child should be able to speak very well, communicate very well, collaborate with everyone in a society. They should be able to coordinate, collaborate. That is a holistic development. And the child should be able to adapt. Child should be able to know the emotions and balance the emotion. I think that is the major need of the hour of the world itself, where the child should know the emotion and balance the emotions. That's a holistic development. Yeah, it is all-round development also, you can call. So multilingualism, it is like 2 or 3 languages to be included, reduced curriculum load. But all the teachers usually says we have a lot of load, we are stressed. It is that I can say that. I don't know. Generally, it is seen that we are not able to shift our perspective, our methodologies to the new system. That's why a lot of teachers are facing that stress and pressure with the new curriculum and new policies. So competency-based learning and assessment. The assessment pattern has also changed. Competency-based learning. When we call competency-based learning, the teaching and learning should happen in the classroom. So the methods and strategies also should be changed accordingly. And the assessment and evaluation pattern also should be changed accordingly. That also being changed. These are the key focus areas of this committee. The committee ensured that NCF 2023 is practical, inclusive. When I say inclusive, it also includes diverse learners. It caters to all the learners. Any pedagogical skills you take up in a classroom, that should cater to all the learners. It is in such and classroom friendly, with the teachers playing central role in implementation. Here, the teacher only plays a very important role. If NCF 2023 has to be successfully implemented in the schools, then teacher plays a major role in taking this to the classroom. Understanding the significance of NCF in a simple words. If you want to understand NCF and NAP influence. So what we teach, how we teach, and how children are assessed. Very simple words. When like we have seen how this committee has framed NCF 2023. What are the focus areas, and what does the NCF does and all we have seen so far. In a simple words, we can say that NCF and NAP, these both together influence what we teach in our classroom, how we teach, methods and strategies or skills that we apply in teaching or lesson planning, everything, and how our children assist, how we evaluate what they have learned. Obviously, they should be evaluated. Without evaluating, you cannot know whether whatever you have done in the classroom has reached your students or not, which is why they appear everywhere today. Because when we talk about schools, teachers and students, obviously teaching, learning and assessment, these things are major important. So when these 3 things are important, that's why we get to hear National Curriculum Framework and National Educational Policies. Yeah. How is this different from previous frameworks? So when we talk about NCF previously and NCF 2023, then we can say earlier approach and NCF aligned approach. NCF aligned NAP approach. This is previously it was content heavy. Previously, what happened? Our textbooks were filled with lot of content where teacher used to explain, teach, complete the syllabus. Now it has become competency based. With the concept you take, there will be a lot of activities, lot of experiential learning, and you will evaluate how the child has grasped or not. Then previously it was rote learning, that is a memorization. Now it is conceptual understanding. Previously, it was exam focused. Now it is learning focused. When you see, it is just based on exam. Tomorrow, like final exam or midterm, you complete the syllabus and you ask the child to memorize, and what they write, you evaluate. Now it is like learning focus. It is continuous learning. It's not just like ranking them. It is not like how much they have learned. When you see your question paper itself, you will understand that if it is competency based, you will understand that there are a lot of things. It is not just rote learning. Whatever child has understood or grasped, the child will be able to apply. Teacher-led, now learner-centric. Previously, it was TTT, teacher's talk time. Now it is student's talk time. I can say that. Lot of child. Teacher is just a facilitator now, no more having that 40 minutes in a time. Teacher usually, out of 40 minutes in a period, if you have, teacher usually have 10 to 15 minutes to give instructions, to organize things in the classroom, and rest of the time where children are doing and learning, and children are given that scope and exposure, and they have given that chance, opportunity to speak and convey and learn. This is how it's different from previous frameworks and right now. Earlier frameworks focused on completing portions. Now NCF focuses on developing child as a whole. Skills, what skills the child is learning, whether the child will be able, are we making children future ready or not? Just by writing exam and getting 90%, we cannot call such students are future ready. There are a lot of things. That's why a lot of times we get to hear 21st century skills often in our classroom, whether all the skills are developed or not, to make the child whole. Yeah, if you have, I'll just take a pause. If you have anything so far, let's have a short discussion over it. Yes. A short, very short discussion.
Any questions from anyone? Any query?
No? Sincerely listening. Now it has become teacher's talk time. Students, this is what's happening in our classroom too, where students are very quiet and teacher is keeping on, or else you might be attending for your 1.5 hour session certificate. Is that so? A lot of times, because CBSE insists that you have to give 50 hours of training certificate to the schools. Is that why you people have attended?
No, it's not like that, Lavanya ji. They are very interactive.
Actually, ma'am, Twinkle ma'am has promised the audience, the participants are very interactive. You will get a lot of interaction. They are ready to share and all. We had a short.
They are taking some time to sink in all the information which you have given now. That's why.
Did I give a lot of information?
They are taking some time actually.
Okay. So hopefully, I think so that you got an idea what is NCF and NEP. What are the shifts that been made? Why are they made? This much idea you might have received. So I'm going to continue. Okay.
Yeah.
Because no one is asking me anything, I'm going to continue. Oh, my screen is visible. My slides are visible.
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Why was new NCF needed? Why? We have already discussed. Let's just looking at again. Rapid changes in the society and technology. Obviously, you see I can give you a best example how quickly your mobile phone features change. That quickly the society needs are changing. You are seeing it day by day when you go outside with our own children, with our own students. Thank you. Everything is very clear. Thank you.
There is one question also, Lavanya ji, in the chat box. Why?
Yeah, please read it for me, ma'am.
Why 2020 with 2023? I am not getting the question, but this is a question. Why 2020 with 2003? Like this.
That's what 2020, because what I have seen is there was a lot of gap in revision. But there might be very little gap. 2020, immediately 2023. Why? That's what I'm giving example. Things even now I'm saying this 2023 might not be in 2024. Maybe new evolution might rise up. There are changes because of rapid changes in the society. After 2020 only, things are changing very rapidly because just like your mobile phone features, just like that, things are changing. We got ChatGPT, we got Gemini. This all happened after 2020. Very quickly, lot of AI things have been introduced. Lot. No, it is not. Someone is asking me, does NCF revise in for 10 years or more and all? There is no proper, it's like fixed, like this, for this years only this much revision should happen. No, that's why this light says that whenever there is a need in a society, that is going to change. And it is changes happening every year. Last year was different. This year is different. You can see the changes in your textbooks also. Previously in 2020 and all, few topics were deleted, completely removed from 9th and 10th. You can see that. Now, those concepts they are trying to add again, but in a lighter version. So this is what trial and error methods are going. There is the committee was sitting also are from our period. You should understand that the people in the committee have a lot of experience, lot of good intellectuals, but no one can predict how changes are happening tomorrow. Can we predict what changes will be happening in the next 5 months or 1 year? By 2027, what changes are going to happen? Can we predict? It is really have become impossible to predict how quickly these changes are going to happen and how children, what are the needs of the children? Might be in 2027, the need might be emotional need only. You can see a lot of children are not able to take anything. That might happen in your classroom also.
Holistic development of a kid is missing actually nowadays, na?
Yeah. It is like the holistic social specifically
Yes.
when kids
How to
are
deal with the failures. Basically, how to deal with the failures.
yes, that's what I was coming to that point. How to deal with the failure.
Yes.
Child is not accepting the failure at all.
They know how to deal with the success.
Yeah.
But when the point
Yes.
comes failure, they don't know how to deal with it.
They don't know. Leave the failure, ma'am and teachers, not the failure. A small scolding, a
Yes.
small thing that hurts them, they're not able to talk, they're not able to take. They don't want to come to school itself. That's how children are becoming. So we are like the committee who was sitting there, they might be thinking what type of textbooks and what type of not. The things are different in our classroom scenario. So things will change. It is not exactly 10 years once it gets revised. So rapid changes, why it was needed? Rapid changes in the society and technology, need for critical and adaptability. This is the very beautiful word and I really accept this adaptability. It is not only for students, it is for teachers, it is for all the educators. We have to be such adaptability. I always say to my all teachers, be like a water. Be like water. Water has, all dear co-teachers, I can say that the best quality of water, when water flows, it leaves whatever. Yeah, good. You're a learner teacher. That's good. We are all learners. Even after 2 decades of experience, I call myself as learner, learning every day. See, water's best quality, when the water flows, it leaves behind whatever it was carrying with, and it takes new things. So this quality of water says we should be like unlearn and learn again. Whatever you have learned. See, I'm ready to unlearn all the 20 years of experience and learn new things if it is required. Because the changes, the needs of the society changing, the needs of the teachers are changing, the needs of students are changing. Obviously, my learning should be, I have to leave whatever I learned and have to learn new things to make things possible. Stress and exam pressure on the learners. There is a lot of pressure, so it has been refined. Disconnect between learning and life skills. Yes, whatever they are learning, specifically memorization and writing exam, nowhere can be connectivity to the real world. When they're going to real world, they're not able to survive. It's not just money. It's not just a job. There are a lot of things. They're not able to collaborate. They're not able to talk. They're not able to do a teamwork. They're not able to communicate specifically. All these things made NCF revise once again. The world children are entering is different from the one we studied in. This is each one of us to understand the world where we studied as a student is totally different where children are going to live in the future. So we cannot say that our teachers taught this, we learned, we are very good, we are awesome now. What is a fault in our way of teaching? A lot of times you can introspect this question. We always feel, our teachers taught, we always say this, our parents used to give 2 slaps whenever we do mistakes, but we cannot slap. That's not at all possible because the world from where we have come from is totally different from the world where the children are going to live. This we have to understand. Then we will be able to accept the change. Otherwise, it is very difficult to accept the change because teachers are the one who are going to do these changes in the classroom. Yeah. Key objectives of NCF is holistic development. Twinkle ma'am was speaking about this only. Balanced growth in cognitive, emotional and physical. Even physical well-being is very much needed. Where child now has fixed to his mobile all the time at home, most of the children to the screens where they don't have any physical sports. That is also one of the aspects that comes under holistic development. Inclusive education. Ensure every learner has equal access to opportunities. So you might have heard equality. There is a difference between equality and equity. Can anyone say me what is the difference? Equity and equality. One example of equity and equality. Okay, let me see. Equality is giving books to everyone. All. Or I don't have a picture, I could have shown, sorry. Giving all textbooks to everyone is equality. You are providing all the resources to everyone. But if the child is not able to read, there was one story also, you remember? Usually we get to hear, the fish was asked to climb the tree. Can the fish climb the tree? The fish, the monkey, the tiger, the lion, all the animals of the forest were asked to climb the tree. But is it possible? That might be called as equality, but segregating the things as per the capabilities of the child. If the child is not able to communicate, then we have to focus on communication skills. The child is not able to do teamwork and collaborate, then there are certain strategies to make that child to be in a team and work and collaborate with others. So our focus should be on every child to develop them in a holistic way. That is equity. What is required for a child, that to be given, not distributing in a uniform way. Because art learners are diverse learners. Not everyone comes with one need. Maybe one child comes with the emotional need, very bad day. Like we also have bad days. Children have a lot of bad days. So maybe emotionally, they just want a small talk. How are you? How are you doing? Did you have your breakfast? Are you feeling well today? Small talk might make
Just
a
a
big
small
difference
interaction
in the
with the
lives.
kids.
Yes, small talk, very small interaction.
Yeah.
Actually, before you take up a class, always have interaction, no matter which class you deal. If you're dealing with 10th standard or 12th standard, whatever standard you deal, there should be at least 2 minutes interaction. Make them laugh. Long back, we forgot. We have become a very stern and strict teachers. Afternoon, sit silently. Where is your place? What happened? Why are you standing? Do this, do that. We also have become like robotic. We are making our children also robotic. It's okay to make them laugh. Then get them back on the track. Yeah, extra support for slow learners is equity. Good. That's what remedial classes. That's what I was saying. Thank you. lively classrooms environment. Yeah, obviously our classroom should be lively. Yeah, then only it is possible. When children laugh and play and learn, then it can be retained for longer period. Otherwise, you don't know. Your children are physically present, but they are somewhere. You'll not be knowing that if they are not lively and laughing with you. And fostering creativity. So you have to develop creativity. Creativity can be developed only when you allow children to think out of a box. Their answers can be different, but you cannot shun them away saying, no, this is not what I expected. No, there are a lot of answers you have to accept. Maybe they are not always wrong. You can divert them in a proper way, but you have to accept when they think out of the box. Then only creativity is possible. And you can also ask them to build something new and can demonstrate in the classroom. That is also possible. Learner-centeredness. That's what I was saying. Teacher's talk time should be very less and student talk time should be more. Focus on the individual needs. We have discussed about this. They can't connect with the teacher. Let them speak as per their knowledge. Who cannot connect with the teacher?
Students, maybe students, they are talking about students.
Why are they not able to connect with the teacher?
Every student may be not able to connect with the...
They will not be able to connect with us. But it is our, it is our, as a teacher.
Manmeet ji, you can unmute yourself and say...
Yeah, you can please
We
talk.
will understand better then, na?
Can I continue or are you going to ask?
Yes, ma'am. I was asking this thing. If our class will be lively, then a student can connect with us. Otherwise, they will not connect with the teacher.
That's what I'm expecting. When you are lively, when you are always smiling, when you are very happy. One
Yes,
thing,
ma'am.
you to be happy, we all have a lot of baggages on our head. Obviously, we have a lot of challenges at home and in schools also. But as soon as you enter the school gate, leave your baggage outside the school gate. When you enter into your classroom, leave your baggage of other things of your school. Enter into your classroom as you are very fresh and new. That's
Exactly,
what.
ma'am. Exactly, ma'am. As same as you. Thank you, ma'am.
You should be always laughing and smiling, no matter what. Live in that moment. Be happy. You are happy, your children will be, you will be a favorite teacher of your children. I can bet on this.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. NCF's impact. How it is going to impact? How the National Curriculum Framework shapes India's educational landscape. The NCF plays a pivotal role in defining educational standards and policies in India. By providing a comprehensive framework, it guides curriculum design, instructional methods, and assessment practices. This framework ensures that education is relevant, inclusive, and aligned with nation's goals for holistic development. Yeah, core principles of NCF, we have already seen this. Once again, I'm revising for you. Child-centric learning, holistic development, inclusive and equity, flexibility and choice, Indian ethos with global outlook. This is the major thing. Always connecting it to the Indian roots, because a lot of students are they are turning towards westernization. They are not able to appreciate Indian culture and tradition. We are the most sought. The culture and tradition of India is most sought in the world and appreciated. They were looked up about our culture, but where our students and children are failing to do. So our curriculum design is such a way that it is connected to the values, culture, and tradition. So NCF respects every child's pace, background, and potential. If the child's potential is music, then the child can become a musician. It is not that the child can take up music as a subject. They can do their professional course in it. This is how the flexibility happens. It is all child-centric. That's why it is called child-centric. Yeah. What is a shift? We have seen the major shift. Now we will see a shift from according to different sectors. Pedagogical shifts in NCF, it has changed into activity-based learning. You might have taken a lot of activities. Your principal or your curriculum should have designed this concept should be activity-based. Inside the classroom, it might be individual activity, it might be dual activity, it might be team activity. You conduct lot of activities. So NCF has shifted to activity-based learning. This approach emphasizes hands-on experience that engage students actively, enhancing their understanding and retention of concepts while promoting collaboration and critical thinking. What happens, when teacher is teaching, children listen. But when they are doing the activity, that's how they collaborate. One out of that team, if it's team activity, one child becomes a leader. Then you can see a lot of leadership skills, organizing the tasks to other children. Even the very slow learner, the most someone who is not confident at all, even to take up a smaller task, saying their name, what is your name, even a small question they cannot ask. Such children also participate very actively in activity-based learning. Then when children learn, they come up with different strategies to work on it. And they also want appreciation and attention. They come up and these all qualities will be developed in activity-based learning. So, though the thing is, it can be easily taken to class, but a lot of teachers feel pressure to conduct an activity in a classroom. They think they lack in syllabus completion if activities are performed. If it is planned wisely, you can complete your syllabus in the activity forms, but there should be a preparation and planning should be very effectively done. Without planning and preparation, this kind of pedagogical shifts is not possible to happen. Then constructivist approaches. Constructivism encourages students to build their own knowledge through exploration and inquiry. So you give some research topic, they will come up with a lot of exploration, knowledge, different concepts, different ideas, different perception of people. They get to share in the classroom. Children learn from each other when they share and all. Then they construct their knowledge on their own way by researching in their own way at all. Then assessment reforms. These are the pedagogical shifts that been happened in NCF. Assessment reforms, as NCF advocates for continuous and comprehensive assessment methods, shifting focus from rote memorization to evaluating student understanding, skills application, and overall growth through diverse assessment formats. This is a shift that's been happened in assessment reforms, pedagogical. So this is a major shift most of you might have known. Structure of school education, NCF NEP perspective. So what is this structure? Foundational, you might have all known that this is known as 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Do you know this is the structure of school education? 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Hope you all know this. Foundational stage 5. First 5 is foundational years, that is from nursery to grade 2. 3 to 8 years. So that is 5. It should be completely play-based learning. The major focus is in developing language and numeracy. Language. They should be able to speak at least 2 to 3 languages. They should be able to read. They should know basic mathematical operations. By the age of 8 years, all children should know to read. This is the major focus in foundational years. Even when I design the curriculum in my school, I say that previously, NCF, no, this is my own, I'm just giving what we do in the school. Previously, we used to focus only on 2 languages. When I have seen our children has the generation, the alphas that are coming, and next maybe probably in 2 years, betas also will come. The generations are different. So they are so active. When I've implemented 3rd language, the LKG and UKG kids are have taken 3 languages so beautifully. They are able to communicate. They are able to read small words and construct a sentence in 3 languages. That was really awesome. What I found among children. You have to know that the child's IQ, language potential, will be drastically developed till the age of 6 years. So you can do wonders till the age of 6 years. Only we are the one who underestimate the capabilities of children. We are the one who underestimate, saying that they are small children, they will be stressed. Why so much? It's a pressure. No, it is like you don't give writing, lot of writing. It should be a lot of play-based, song-based, story-based. Then they will take up. It is only you don't give homework, but a lot of things can be done in your classroom. It's a stress-free learning. When it will be stress-free learning, when it is a lot of play-based, when you conduct an activity, they can dance and learn, play and learn using Montessori tools you'll have. They can use Montessori tools to compute, to understand basic operations, to understand the science and all, because they're visual. They will do and they will see. It is just like they play with Legos. If you make all these things by the end of 2nd standard, you will have the foundation laid very strongly. Very strongly, the foundation laid. Though once the child is able to read, then it is easy for preparatory stage, middle stage, and secondary stage. If this is lacking, if the child is not able to read by the age of 8 years, at least speak, communicate in major languages like English, Kannada, that's a regional language, and one is national language. That's they are not able to understand this or grasp it. It will be difficult in preparatory stage. What has to be laid in foundational stage has to be laid in preparatory, then the child growth will be stuck. So the foundation, then comes a preparatory stage, that is 8 to 11 years, gradual shift to structure learning. There, everything in foundational stage, you have play-based learning. And now it is shift to structured learning. Then subjects come, then assessments come. Structure, it will be structure. Then the introduction of languages will happen. Second language, third language will happen. Encourages curiosity and inquiry. Build strong foundational concepts, learning through activities, stories, and projects. Here we will give a lot of, we can start giving homework, we can start giving projects, we can start giving them some research activities also in age of 8 to 11 years. So middle stage, focus on concept clarity and depth. Promotes critical thinking and reasoning. Emphasizes interdisciplinary. Here it starts interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary are certain activities, I can say, integrated subject activities. So if you can take up a topic where the child can integrate different math, science, social also, integrate the subject along with the languages, then it becomes interdisciplinary. It can be integrated, art integration. You can go for art integration. You can go for sports integration. You can go for, story integration. These all integrations, if you try to do, then it becomes interdisciplinary. That comes with, because child will be able to analyze, child will be able to differentiate. This stage, 11 to 14 years, the child can differentiate and understand. But what happens if the same perspective is taken in foundational and preparatory stage? Child get confused. If you say art integration in foundational stage, if you say art integration in middle stage, they will not understand how can art integrate, how art can be integrated in math. Math is just 2 plus 2 for me. How art can I integrate? You draw 2 pictures, then you say you draw 2 pictures here, 2 pictures here, then it becomes art integrated. No, child will not be able to differentiate it. So this interdisciplinary comes in the middle stage. When all child can grasp interdisciplinary in middle stage, then I can bet you in 9th and 10th, it will be very easy for child to develop competitive skills, competency-based learning. That's the integration. For example, a lot of times when we learned exactly what is there in the textbook, we used to get for examination. But now it is different. child has to think in a different perspective. It is completely integrated. 2 to 3 concepts will be integrated in one question. And it depends on the child's communication skills also, language skills also. So then you cannot train them in interdisciplinary when they come to 9th and 10th. If the child fails to get the idea of interdisciplinary in the middle stage, then it will be difficult for the student to take up the concepts in secondary years. In secondary years, what happens? It is multidisciplinary. Lot of other subjects, choices, skill-based and all, they cannot. Skill-based learning, career readiness. Now, the child should get the career. Next, what is my next? Okay, I'm not able to do very good with math. Let me go for statistics. So the child should have that potential to, that flexibility and potential. Child should not feel disheartened, disoriented. Child should be very confident of opting a subject what is future for them. That's how we are preparing in grades 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. That's how we say flexibility in subjects. For example, in 9th and 10th, there's a choice of 5 subjects, 1 language, sorry, 2 languages. One is first language, second language, and math, science and social. These are the major 5 core subjects, and child has option to choose skill subjects. We usually schools give it. Otherwise, child can choose music, sports, physical education, any sort of IT, AI. Based on any sort of skill subjects, child can choose. Child can choose multiple skill subjects, not one skill subject. But usually, schools give only one skill subject. That's what school chooses, but child has a flexibility to choose. When child goes to 11th and 12th, that's how beautiful CBSE is. Child can choose math. Child can choose one accountancy. Child can choose one political science. Child can choose biology. But what next that child should understand? I'm interested in bio. I'm interested in accountancy. I'm interested in statistics. I'm also interested in mathematics. But based on this, what is going, that idea also to be, child should know that. Interested, child can pursue it. That's a flexibility. As per NEP, even after secondary, when it comes to graduation courses also, NEP has a structure of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and 4 year. If child is able to do 1 year, they will get, that's how, that's a beautiful beauty of NCF. Previously, if you complete 3 years only, you get a degree. If you complete 4 years only, you get a BTech or engineering degree. But now, the shift is going to happen. If any student is able to complete 2 years, they will get 2 years certificate or whatever subjects they have completed, whatever skills they have acquired. Child can take a break and continue 3rd year. That is also coming into view. Right now, it is not there, but it is very soon going to implement. Hopefully, you have understood this perspective on the structure of school education. Am I clear with it? Any question based on the structure? This is what NCF views school education as continuous learning. See, when we see this line, it's a continuous. Foundational, preparatory, middle stage, secondary. It is continuous. It is not break. What is there? It is like continuity. If foundation this happens, there is a continuity in middle. Preparatory to middle to secondary. There is a continuous process that is structured in that way. In the foundational stage, learning happens through play, interaction, and exploration with no exam pressure. During preparatory and middle stages, learning becomes gradually structured, promoting inquiry, questioning, and interdisciplinary thinking while ensuring concept clarity. At secondary stage, the focus shift to flexibility, real world skills. Then they will understand. Carpentry, they can choose carpentry. They can choose textile. They can choose a lot of things. Career readiness, because I want to start a company with a textile designing. Then I can take up a textile as a skill subject. Can any BPC student select any subject such as civics? Yeah, obviously. they can select. That's a fix. That happens only at CBSE. You should understand this also. CBSE has given that flexibility.
Yeah, thank you. And I have another question also, Lavanya ma'am. Myself
please.
Shinjini. Yeah, so
Hmm.
basically, language for 12th student, can they opt means any one language, or it is mandatory that they have to take the languages?
English is mandatory.
Okay.
English is mandatory. The
Okay.
second language, no need to opt.
Okay. Okay.
You're
Got
asking for 12th standard, second language,
Yeah,
English
12th.
mandatory. For example, MPC, they can take MPC. Instead of, they can either go for bio. No, I don't want to go for bio because I'm not focusing on a NEET. Mine is like engineering stream. So the child feels that bio is waste. Then they can go for AI, information practice, physical education. 5 subjects is mandatory. Out of which 5 subjects, what you choose is up to you. Instead of that, you can go for second language also.
Okay, thank you.
That
And
is-
I
that
think
is
it's
flexible.
depend on the school only, no? Because all the schools, what I have seen in Kolkata, mostly they don't give the choices like this. Means BIPC means BIPC, MPC means MPC only. That's it.
Yeah, again, CBSE, it depends on the school also. If there is one student who is opting carpentry, how can I provide carpentry? See, the school thinks like that. Carpentry should have a lab, and you should provide such carpentry expert for one student. For one student exam to be conducted, then that is not possible for a school. If there are a lot of students, school can go for that. That's how, depending how many children take up that subject, that the flexibility. If some colleges are connected with university, if it is in a university building, no, such colleges, they do usually provide a lot of flexibility for the students. It depends what colleges you choose, how you choose, and no, it depends. It depends.
Thank you.
Okay.
I've got one question.
Yeah, please ask me.
I want to know whether according to NCF, is the starting stage is 3 years or 4 years for LKG, ma'am?
Nursery, it's 3 years.
Nursery is 3 years. Means pre-K is 3 years.
Nursery is 3 years, LKG 4, UKG 5. By first standard, when a child enters into the first standard, 6 years to be completed.
Okay, thank you.
6 years. If the child has born on June 5th, it is again a headache.
Okay.
You cannot say child has completed 6 years. By June 1st, the child should complete 6 years.
Sure, thank you.
The key message for teachers is that learning builds progressively. So you should understand it is progressive. And I also ask all teachers to coordinate with each other. If there is a grade 10 teacher, please coordinate, sit and talk with the teachers of grade 7, 8, and 9. That's how you will know you want some children to be very active learners in your classroom. Then we have to talk to the teachers who are dealing with other classes. And preparatory teachers should talk with foundational teachers. What is happening? What are you expecting the children? See, if I am a 3rd standard teacher, I will sit with grade 1 and teachers and say, see, by the time those children come to 3rd standard, they should be able to read the sentences. There should be a fluency. They should be able to communicate clearly. They should at least know the simple basic operations. Is there any child? This is how your talk should be. I don't know how many teachers are really discussing about all this, because a lot of teachers think that when children come to our classroom only, it is our responsibility. No, before the children come also, you should understand what is happening in 1st standard as a 3rd standard teacher. What is happening in 2nd standard? If I'm a 1st standard teacher, I will surely I will send my teachers, in my school, I'll send all the 1st standard teachers to check what is happening in LKG and UKG. Go and check. Next year, you're not going to complain anything to me. I say this usually to my teachers. I send them. Usually it happens in the month of December and January. I will ask them. It is not assessment of a teacher. It's like they have to coordinate. They have to understand what each other requires. This is how progressively it happens. We can build a very healthy community. and we can make our children very better. This is also one strategy I usually take up in my school. So, with no sudden jumps in difficulty, each stage prepares the child for next developmentally appropriate way. This is how you should understand 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 concept. Okay. So, domains of learning according to NCF and NEP: cognitive, thinking and reasoning; physical, health and fitness; socio-emotional, relationships, how they maintain relationship. This is a very much you have to look into in your classroom. How children are maintaining the relationship. Are they able to communicate, sit with anyone without any fights and quarrels? Are they able to communicate with teachers, parents properly? And when it is a PTM, you should ask how children are spending time with the parents and grandparents. What is their schedule at home? What do they eat? Yeah, obviously we have to ask. Never think that it is none of our business to ask what is happening in their home. We should ask. Because parents are asking, no, what is happening in the classroom? Because whatever they are in the home, that is the influence and impact in our classrooms. We should understand the child in that way. How? Whether both the parents are working, are they available to the child or not? When you know your children in this way, you can deal with them in a better way. I can say this. Ethical values and responsibility. You have to give a lot of responsibilities to your students in your classroom. Never think that they are not capable. Keep on giving responsibilities. This arrangement of books is yours. Keeping the things properly is yours. Checking the uniform is yours. You can shift. You can give a lot of responsibilities like this. When teacher is not there, just to see that you go and call a teacher, inform if someone is sick to the teacher. Like this, lot of responsibilities when you give, no, children feel they belong to school, they belong to classroom. Then they become a very good human beings, very good. They can adapt. The adaptability comes when you give responsibility. The values also you cannot say, you cannot just read one moral story and say the moral of the lesson. You should all be very good friends like these two boys in the story. No, that will not happen. That will happen when you give a lot of responsibilities. It automatically, the values will be inculcated. Aesthetic, art and creativity. Create a love in a children for aesthetic, art. They should have. Art is not just a drawing. I'm not doing drawing. No, you can create in a different way. It might be in the form of building something. It might be a science project. You can bring a different varieties. For that, teachers, I will say, please upgrade yourself, not just with workshops and trainings. You have to keep updated. What new things you can bring in the classroom? New things. Because you should know that your children have everything on their screen. Once they type, now ChatGPT also has come. Once they put it, everything is ready-made. What different can you make in the classroom? That's how you should be. You should be more updated than ChatGPT. This is teacher GPT AI. We should call teacher GPT AI. We are different from ChatGPT. That's how you can make difference in your classroom. So your lesson should touch all these multiple domains. One lesson, it should be, you just think physically fit, you should make your lesson also should make physically fit. That means some value to be given. Maybe you can, while teaching, you can talk about the diet, you can talk about running, you can just give a warm-up activity. You can also make it as a teamwork where you can understand relationship. You can also, if though it is a math or a science, you can give one value. This is a tree. It has to be respected. It has to be taken care in the future. That's a value. That's how you can ask them to do some artwork. If most of the lessons should have all these domains. And next is a major concept is language framework. R1, R2, R3. That's language 1, language 2, and language 3. So usually they say home or mother tongue, language 1. Mother tongue should be a first language. Second language can be a regional language, or what do you say, English, or third language can be in any other language which the child wants to learn. So totally Usually, all teachers also, I say that minimum 3 languages they should know to speak. Minimum. Yeah, obviously English is a global language. Though many states don't promote it, but a lot of textbooks and a lot of things are happening in English. Obviously, we need English. English, and one is mother tongue, and other one. And a lot of states don't promote Hindi. It's up to them what language they take up, whether Hindi or they take up. But every child should know 3 languages, major languages to speak. Strong home languages improves overall learning. Yeah, this is sought in 2 ways also. It will hinder learning also. Many people debate it. If you have a home language, your accent, your fluency will hinder, they say it. So simultaneously, you develop both the languages. The language which your learning is happening, and the home language also simultaneously, it should happen. This is a pedagogical approaches. And do you know this year CBSE 25-26 CBSE's major, last year it was art integration. Do you know it? This year what CBSE has taken? Experiential learning is a concept that CBSE is promoting this year. Last year CBSE has promoted only art integration as a major concept. But this year it is experiential learning. Experiential learning is something we can call activity. Everything hands-on experience. Child should do and learn. Anything child should do and learn. So every school, CBSE says there should be a math lab, science lab. It might be a composite lab or a separate labs. There should be a computer lab where lot of things can experimented experientially they can learn. Language labs, clubs, lot of proposals being done by CBSE. Inquiry based learning. So everything should arise the curiosity mind. What happens next? Questioning. The questioning method in experiential learning differ from hands-on. No, experience, everything learned through experience. For example, a poem. You ask them to memorize. Instead of memorize, ask them to sing. Pardon? Is someone speaking? Is someone talking?
No. You can continue, Lavanya ji. There is a question in the chat box actually.
Yeah. Is experiential learnings differ something? It is
Yeah.
Experiential learning means, for example, I was talking about it. You want child to learn a poem. You don't say to memorize. Ask them to add a tune and sing. Then it will become experiential learning. Child will never forget. Child can recall any time. So you have to make it experience. If the child, for example, an activity, if you want to show something about a science, about a plant, parts of a plant, you ask child to bring one plant, and it might be different. When you bring when one teacher brings, what happens? You bring one plant. But when you ask child to bring one plant, they bring a different plant. And that's how they experience different kind of leaves, different kind of stems, different kind of flowers. So this become experiential learning. Then they will know the names of different plants. So this is what experiential learning. So usually what teacher shows and explains, it becomes a demonstration. It will not become experiential learning. Or else you have to give. What happens if you bring one plant and give it to 30 to 40 children? It takes a lot of time. But all brings and 2 or 3 shares that. Others, they do it whenever they are free. Okay. Got it? Thank you. And this is experiential learning. Inquiry based is you have to bring a curiosity in the minds of children to ask a lot of questions. They should ask questions. See, you should think that your concept has been delivered effectively when your children are asking a lot of questions. If they are sitting quiet, no, that classroom is not effective. They should learn to ask a lot of questions. Maybe some of the questions you feel very stupid. Some of the questions are not related. Let them ask questions. Let them ask questions. It's okay. Sometimes we don't know the answer. We can all accept that. We can agree that. Let me come back on this point. I think this is not connected. You can say such things to them, but they should ask questions. Art integrated learning. This is the most which a lot of schools are doing only for internal assessments. But art integrated should happen with lot of concepts. You should integrate art. It might be in the form of music. It might be in the form of art. Means a lot of people think it's only drawing. No, art can be in a very bigger issues. For this, please start browsing what art integrated activities that you can conduct at a different stages of learning, storytelling and projects. One more pedagogical approaches is there, that is physical education. Sports integrated also you can do. Sports integrated, some concepts can be dealt in a ground with some sport. Not only science and math, even languages and social can be done on the ground by integrating sports in it. So how creative your mindset, so many integration can be done. To become a creative, no need to be born creative. I will say this. If I can do it, you can also do it. It is only how we keep updating ourselves by talking to our peer educators, by always looking into, we always have a lot of things like 𝗓𝗓𝗡, Gemini AI. You just ask one question, how can I do this? It is very easy now, You just give to Gemini AI, I want to create a sport integrated on the concept, so and so. It will give a list of things. You can choose whichever better way. And please, teachers, don't say your children to do this task. This is only for teachers, I'm saying it. Using 𝗓𝗓𝗡, Gemini AI and all, don't never ask your children, because already grade 10 and grade 12, when you give homework on a math and science, they are doing already. They are giving this problem to 𝗓𝗓𝗡, whatever 𝗓𝗓𝗡 is doing, they are writing and coming. They are already doing. Please, you don't propose it. But we can use it for getting better ideas to implement certain activities in a certain way. Next is, we have finished the pedagogical approaches. Now we can come to competency-based education. When we say competency-based education, it is to develop. We already have a short brief about it. Critical thinking, that's what I was talking about. It is all about 21st century skills. Critical thinking, communication skills, creativity, collaboration. Another C I have added, that is compassion. That's my favorite C. So I keep on adding that compassion. Without compassion, without becoming a better human beings, these all skills will not have value. That's what I always personally feel it. But these 4 skills are, whenever you design your lesson plan, design your worksheet, design your question paper, see that you are designing based on the skills. Critical thinking. Which question is like a critical thinking? For example, what is your name? I'm just giving 4 questions. You can understand which is a critical thinking question. What is your name? Where are you from? If I give you a rose, how will you use it? This is the 3rd question. And what is your mother? Out of these 4 questions, you can understand which will help the child to think. Can you understand which one? A, B, C, D? Very easily you can say it, because we are all creative and critical thinkers now. Hopefully it is 3rd. If I give you a rose, how will you use it? Then you will get a lot of answers. How? That's what creativity and critical thinking. Yeah, obviously it is C. That's how your questions should be. Whether your questions are catering to develop all the skills, and during your lessons also, when you are teaching in your classroom, please ask open-end questions. Never ask closed-end questions. I hope you know the difference between open-end questions and closed-end questions. Closed-end questions is, are you coming? Yes or no? Is that person doing that work? Then these are all closed-end questions. It is directly yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Such questions should never be asked in your classroom. It should be open-end question. If you're taking up English, if there is a character, then you can ask. If you are a narrator, how would you twist this climax? This is how you should ask the questions. If you are given a chance as a protagonist, how would you save that girl? Or do you really think killing that woman in the story is justified? Reflect upon it. These are the open-end questions. Same way in science and maths, you are supposed to ask open-end questions only. When you ask open-end questions, then only these competency-based skills will be developed. Okay, this is, we were talking about assessment. Play-based can be encouraged. There's a question here. See, by the time the child reaches 3rd standard, it is mostly activity-based. Play-based, maybe initially when you are bridging from 2nd to 3rd standard, initial months like June, July, you can accept, because a lot of play-based means, then because in foundational stage, it is exam-free. But when it comes to preparatory, again, your assessments and exams will start. Their assessment is completely different. Their CBSE has given holistic progress card. You can go to CBSE website and download and see. The assessment is totally different. It is about how the child is able to talk, are able to respond, in what way the child is responding, child is able to collaborate, do the teamwork. That format is different, progress card format. But when it comes to preparatory stage, it has changed. The shift has been done. So you have to give the exam. So when it is exam, maybe 1 or 2 play-based you can take, but everything you cannot. That is my suggestion. You cannot plan. Then you cannot assess the child as per this evaluation pattern. Hope I made it clear. Okay. Assessment reimagine, formative and continuous. So previously it was SEM-wise, SEM1 and SEM2. It is formative completely throughout. Every time it is like we have in our school, we always have class test and different kind of project. We assess based on project. We assess based on their participation and different co-curricular activities. Yes. It falls under Bloom's taxonomy only. Open-end questions fall under Bloom's taxonomy, where the basic is understanding. When it is called understanding, then you can ask only questions like factual, where the child can easily say. But as you want to grow higher, then you have to go for open-end questions. When I talk about Bloom's taxonomy, the basic of the pyramid is understanding. Rest of all the things come under this competency based. Yeah, holistic progress, formative and continuous, observation based. So you have to observe a child. For example, you cannot give 50 out of 50 as a written. Thank you. 50 out of 50 as a paper and pen test. Can't be given fully. You have to assess the child in a different way. That is observation based. Feedback oriented. So you have to get a feedback of a peer assessment, certain activities peer assessment, how the child is doing with the peer and all. And no exam fear. Never ever. CBSE never promotes rank based. No grade based also. Many schools give grades also. CBSE says no grades also. You assess them, but never comparison. This child has got A1, this child has got A2. This child has got this 90-40. There are marks, but ranking should not be done. This marks is only academic. There is co-curricular areas also where you can say, where you can give a right feedback. That's why usually CBSE always says that this is only academic structure of evaluation of marks and all. there is a lot of skill subjects. That's why skill subjects and all has been introduced, so that no child should feel that they are not capable. There should be no exam fear. You have to score 90. You have to score 90. See how your feedback should be to the children. See, this is a part. See, your understanding part is awesome. Your application part is somewhere you're lacking in. You're not able to apply. And or else what happens sometimes the child will not read complete question. In the math and science, it happens. A child read half question, the child thinks the child know and write something. Later, the end of the question is different. Maybe the child is in hurry. You should know exactly how to give a feedback and bring them to your track. Holistic progress card. Long back, foundational stage, already CBSE has given a progress card, a format of progress card. But preparatory and middle stage, still CBSE has given freedom, liberty for the schools to opt the structure along with the co-curricular activities. Holistic progress card is academic understanding. Your progress card should be designed on these parameters: academic understanding, skills and participation, behavior and values, self-reflection. In the self-reflection, you should have certain parameters and certain rubrics where child can give self-marks, peer can give self-marks, peer can give marks, parents also can give marks other than teachers. This is self-reflection. Rubrics also can be designed, but these rubrics and parameters should be followed while designing the progress card in schools. Yeah, this is focused on modern educational techniques. This is already, we have already discussed experiential learning, integration of technology. Yeah, integration of technology is mandatory. Promoting critical thinking is also mandatory. So NCF implementation strategies, integrating curricula, developing teaching plans, fostering collaboration. We have already discussed this. We have to integrate curricula, different curriculum we have to integrate as per the needs of foundational, preparatory, middle and secondary stages. You have to, based on all these policies and strategies, you have to design your lesson plans. That is a major task of all the teachers. Fostering collaboration. You have to promote collaboration among educators, among teachers, among schools, among children, among parents. You have to foster. Then only it is possible. Then role of educators. What is the role of educators? Educators might be teachers, principals, school, stakeholders, everyone. Facilitating change. So you have to facilitate. Educators guide the transition process. You should guide. See, I know a little bit. I'm not saying I am completely, fully I'm giving it. Whatever I know, it's possible. I'm trying to say what changes you can done in the classroom. Same way when you learn something, you have to say it to your fellow teachers, parents and all. Specifically, the stakeholder parents should be made it clear what changes are being done in education system. Parents must be informed. Building capacity, compulsory. That's why CBSE says 50 hours mandatory to upskill and upgrade every time. Because we should not be left behind when education system is only changing. Because teachers are the one who make it possible. Engaging students, inspiring learners through innovative practice. New. When your class, when you bring a new thing, your children are happy. Obviously, at the end of the you are happy. I have seen a lot of times when I take up a new task, I will be happy, fulfilled, satisfied. That gives me a lot of satisfaction. Yeah. Okay, we have come. Hopefully, I have not used much time. Hopefully, reflection and action point. And now it is your one idea I have understood clearly today. One classroom practice I will modify. One strategy I will try this week. Teachers and educators, please, can you give one, pick up any one of this and give me 1 point? Because we have been 90 minutes together. Hopefully, you'll be able to give one idea that you have understood clearly today. One classroom practice that you will modify. One strategy that you will try this week. Can I expect this?
You can unmute yourself and answer.
Yeah. I don't think so. It is much difficult to give one idea that you have understood clearly today. You please unmute and talk. We are all teachers. It's okay. Don't hesitate. If you hesitate,
How can they teach students to answer?
how can I expect you to encourage your students to open up and
Exactly.
talk? See, this is not where we will
We are not
judge
here to judge
someone.
anyone. Yes.
No, not
Yes.
at all. Not at all. I should be able to understand at least one idea or something you really liked about today's session.
Anyone wants to say something? Miss
Yeah,
Singh?
yeah.
Yeah.
I have to try this open-end question actually from tomorrow.
Very
Thank you.
nice.
That's
Very nice.
very nice.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Good
Miss
evening.
Archana. Good
Yeah.
evening.
One strategy I will try this week. Good evening, everyone. I am Archana Singh, and I'll try the week the schools are really closed, but still I'll tell my teachers to integrate their lesson plans with more of the activity, with the stories, especially in the subjects like English. They should more, integrate the story with other things, as ma'am told. I think this idea will benefit in the middle classes as well as the preparatory classes too.
Activity-based learning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Story integration.
Yes.
Even the role models can
Role
to
play.
the role while teaching a story. That will
Yeah.
more enhance more to make the children understood the story well.
Experiential
The
learning. Then it
open-ended
becomes
answers.
experiential learning.
Yes, and the open-ended answers should be there instead of that
Close end.
End.
Close end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Archana ji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Collaborative learning. Miss Tapsi and Kavita ji's writing.
Yeah, let me just give you a brief completely. Let's recap the things. NCF is not about changing everything overnight. Yeah, with one session, 90 minutes, change is not possible. It is gradually, progressively, it should happen. It's about changing our thinking gradually. First, we should NCF, aligning to NCF and NEP. Focus on the child, not just syllabus. Trust the learning process. Grow together as reflective educators. Emphasize mindset shift over pressure. Please never ever feel pressure in shifting your mindset. It's not a pressure, it's your mind. When you shift your mindset, your thoughts, gradually you will feel that you are at a very happy place, giving child what is required. When child gets what is required, you are happy. And you can see the growth of your students, your community, the society, and the nation too. I am very privileged to be a teacher and the principal, and I'm also very privileged to be a part of this community as a nation builder. Thank you for choosing this profession. Hopefully that you will take up in your classroom in a better way and build the nation. Let us build this nation together very strong.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm open, I'm still here. You can ask the question.
Any questions? Any suggestions? Anyone wants to
Any
say?
suggestions, anything you can.
Yeah. Let me thank you, Miss Lavanya. Just wanted to express our heartfelt gratitude for sharing your incredible insights on NCF with us today. Your vast experience and passion for education truly made this webinar a success. We are so grateful for your time and expertise. Looking forward for more such interactions.
Thank you, Twinkle ma'am, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of the session today. Hopefully, we meet again with a different topic.
Thank you, everyone, for giving us your time and efforts and joining for the session. Any questions? We are open for that.
Yeah, I'm still open. I'm still there. If you want to
Yeah.
do that, 5-10 minutes is okay.
If everybody is saying thank you to Lavanya ji for the wonderful session. I think they don't have any questions right now. So thanks a lot, Lavanya ji, and thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavanya ji.